epic conversation. Back with another one. Just getting up, but it's heavy on my mind, so I got to go on and get this while it's on my mind to give. Thankful for another day. So, my premise is giving you this light, making sure you understand that you've been deceived, and that the purpose of the book, the purpose of the Bible, is to show you who the adversary is, who your adversary is, and who the adversary of our Father is. So let me make this clear. There are many gods, there are many lords, many kings and princes, but we only have one Father. You can only have one Father. This is the truth. And we have to understand our Father on this spiritual level, it's beyond the physical. Our Father, the creator of all. This is our Father. Our Father is our God. And our God is our Father. We need to understand this. We need to understand this concept and really let that sink in, what this means. What I've been breaking down to you from the beginning is showing you, look, the purpose of the Bible, to understand how our Father works. Our Father does not require or need a book or for you to be able to read or an alphabet to be able to communicate with you or with his creation, period. The evidence in the word of our Father is seen in nature, in ourselves, in our mind, in our capacity to manifest our thoughts. Every time you look in the mirror, you are looking at the word of God. The fact that we call ourselves human beings is because our Father said to us, be. And so we obey his command. We got to being. And that is what we are, beings. And we have a Father. And our Father is our God, our power, our source. And as good children, we obey the commands of our Father. And when we get into a jam, we look to our Father for help. And our return in the end is to his kingdom. The Bible, the book, which Bible means book, the Bible is to show you who the adversary is and how your adversary works. That's the purpose of this book. And that's why from Genesis chapter 2, verse 4 through the rest of it, the book is describing to you the work of the adversary of our Father and his creation. What he did, what he produced. So I left off on my last video. I broke down Noah's Ark. This video, I had a thought I'm gonna go into after they got off the boat, Ham. But I also want to run back to you some things about Cain after he killed Abel and what he received as his curse, so-called curse. But what we revealed when we went into it in that video was that he went from being a farmer to the founder of a city, got a wife, had a son, named the city after his son. And a city is indeed people. Who is it? Yeah. Excuse me, y'all. Got interrupted, but he wasn't cursed. Cain didn't get cursed for killing his brother. The Lord blessed Cain. But when something about the adversary of our Father, when he lies, he's speaking his language. He's speaking his truth. Everything when he does the opposite of what our Father does. So if our Father blesses, then the Lord curses. And my purpose of this is to get you to come back to your Father, to get you to go back to your Father, and to remind you that your Father is your God. So a lot of people like, duh, I know this. But you think that the one that's called the Lord in the book is your Father. I'm here to show you he's not. The purpose of the book this book was not written to show you your God. You were created to show you your God. Reality itself is the evidence of your God. This book was written to show you the actions of the God of this world. And that's why I'm bringing this to you. This is my whole purpose of breaking this stuff down to you and teaching you the book in order and teaching you the purpose of the book. Reminding you of what it is. Why, Bible means book is literally, that is all it means. And the word holy means set apart. So yeah. Let me let's go on into this. Cain and Abel. Before I get into the ham and whatnot. Cain and Abel. Let's look at it right quick. After Cain killed Abel, right, he was supposedly cursed by the Lord. But in this curse, Cain received a mark on his head that would protect him and keep people from killing him. I already addressed where the other people came from. Understand that the Bible is only dealing with what the Lord created. Look, dig this, y'all. I'm going to say it again. I said it before, but I got to break it down one more time. When God said, let us make man, he was talking to angelic beings. God is king. He ain't getting down doing nothing. He giving commands, and the angels, the messengers, carry it out. So the messenger's job, after they carried out the will of God and made man, and man became alive, the messengers did their job, and they pointed man to God. They reminded man of our Father. They reminded man of who they were and who the Father was, but they did not seek the worship of men. They did their job and ministered to mankind and aided mankind and guided mankind and enlightened mankind. But the spirits of the adversary of our Father, Satan means adversary, y'all. They wanted to be worshiped. So when the command was made, the Bible tells you the story about the one that's called the Lord and what he did with the man that he made. Because instead of giving the praise to God and pointing Adam to our Father, this being who calls himself the Lord began to command Adam and allowed Adam to believe that he was God. So Adam worshiped the Lord. In the kingdom, you have the king, and then you have below the king, you have the prince, and below the prince, you have lords. So Satan calls himself Lord because that's his rank in the kingdom. The purpose of the book is to describe to you his actions from the beginning, from the time he got cast down here until the end when he is finally judged. It shows you in the book of Revelation what he did to get cast down. There's the part where it's describing the heavenly court, and there's an angel that has a golden censer full of the prayers and praise of the saints. This angel took fire from the altar to profane it and cast it down to the earth, and there were lightning and rumblings in heaven. And then the trumpets began to sound, the alarm, ring the alarm. And he was cast down. They fought him and the ones that was with him, and they were cast down. They lost their position. They lost their place. So they present themselves as Lord. And we're going to see later on in the dealing with the lineage of Adam that it's going to be three that they deal with when this being manifests himself. Come through as three. In the end, it's three unclean spirits that's going to be cast out. I'm trying to open your eyes to you that you've been taught this book backwards and you were never taught the true purpose of it. And I'm so thankful that I'll get to do it. So once he got cast down and the command was given to make man, he made a man. He took the man he made and put him in a garden. He began to command that man. But because our Father set it up for us to have authority, dominion, and rule over everything that moved, it wasn't even in Adam's nature to submit really to the Lord. It's not in him to submit. It's the way our Father set it up. So when the Lord tried to command Adam, it's demonstrated that it was not his place to do. Look, everything, it was not his place to do. Adam disobeyed him. So he got mad and kicked him out the garden that he had put him in and called himself cursing Adam, cursing the ground, cursing the serpent. These are the first acts of the Lord. Blessings and curses don't flow from the same source. Our Father blessed everything that he made, blessed us, and gave everything that he made to us. He didn't keep nothing from us. He kept no fruit from no tree from us. Nothing. All was given. And our Father, in his perfection, won't come back after he gave us everything and say, well, everything but that tree right there. That defies, that is the exact opposite of God. Wish you're going back and forth. That's not perfection. That's not all knowing. But the Lord, you'll see in his dealing with Adam that he is not all knowing. He had to figure out that Adam couldn't mate with animals. He had to do surgery on Adam and clone and make a female clone of Adam, basically, to make a woman for him. And so in the dealing with Cain and Abel, what I wanted to address, because, when I do this and I repeat the same information in the videos, because I approach each video I make like it's somebody's first time watching, and I want to kind of catch you up to where we are, to what this is. And I want to state it up front so that I don't like to waste time. I want to let you know this is what the premise is, this is what this is about. And then I get into the text. So here I'm finna look at this Cain and Abel a little bit more. And what I want to look at is all the things that Cain got after he was supposedly cursed, because I never went through his lineage. And I'm going to go through his lineage a little bit. So Cain lay with his wife and she became pregnant and gave birth to Enoch. Cain was then building a city and he named it after his son Enoch. To Enoch was born, and each name have a meaning. Every name, I don't know the meaning of every name, but you can go into what's called Strong's Concordance and search for the Hebrew meaning of every name that you see. And it'll give you a deeper understanding of this book. But understand what the book is telling you, is showing you, are the lineage of the people that the adversary made. It's showing you the lineage of the people that worship the Lord, who is Satan, as God. To Enoch was born Arad, and Arad was the father of Mehujael, and Mehujael was the father of Methushael, and Methushael was the father of Lamech. Lamech married two women, one named Ada and the other Zillah. Ada gave birth to Jabal. He was the father of those who live in tents and raise livestock. So from Cain's line, you have the father of those who live in tents and raise livestock. This is from the one that's cursed. The beginning of people who live in tents and raise livestock, according to this book, came from Cain's line. And Cain was so-called cursed for killing his brother. And we addressed it. You gotta watch the Cain and Abel video. You gotta watch it, because I'm not gonna go over all of that right here. But check this out. His brother's name was Jubal. One was Jubal, Jabal. The other was Jubal, Jubal. He was the father of all who play the harp and flute. This is from Cain's line. Zillah also had a son, Tubal-Cain, who forged all kinds of tools out of bronze and iron. Tubal-Cain's sister was Naamah. Lamech said to his wives, Ada and Zillah, listen to me, wives of Lamech, hear my words. I have killed a man for wounding me, a young man for injuring me. If Cain is avenged 7 times, then Lamech 77 times. So you got live people that live in livestock and tent, people that play the harp and flute, and in the King James version, I think those tools and forge all kinds of tools. I think it also said weapons of war, if I'm not mistaken. But these all came from the so-called curse that Cain was under from the Lord. So I just wanted to just really prove in the book that this book is really showing you who this being is and how he rewarded bloodshed from the beginning. When he seen Abel kill the lamb, he liked that bloodshed, because if our Father is worshiped and being fruitful, then it is fitting that his adversary would be worshiped in killing, especially the killing of the innocent. So we worship our Father by being fruitful and multiplying. That's life. The Lord is worshiped and sacrifice. You got to kill something, preferably innocent. So Abel killed the lamb. Cain saw that the Lord liked that, was basically encouraged by the Lord, go on and do what's right, and what's right is to kill something. So he killed Abel. And in return, Cain went from being a farmer to the founder of a city, getting a wife and a son, and everybody from his lineage contributing something major to the development to human beings as a species. Cain. But we dealing with all of these lines, Cain, and then we looking at Seth, because Lamech is the father of Noah. And there's a Lamech on both sides. On Cain's side, I just told you about Lamech. And on Seth's side, who was later born to Eve after Cain and Abel, there's also a Lamech. But they got off the boat. We did the flood, right? They got off the boat. So let me just break this down just plain. So this is what's been developed. Satan made him a man, tried to isolate him, figured out that the man couldn't reproduce. So he put the man to sleep, did surgery on him, took a piece of him, and germinated a whole nother female version of the DNA he had, and made him a woman. Okay. He presented himself to them as God, started commanding them, telling them they'll be cursed and die if they ate from this tree. And so, because this was not true, and he had them deceived and blinded to the truth, a serpent came through the garden, because he had them isolated. He put them off to themselves, just them in the garden. So the serpent came and asked, did God say, could you eat it? And they told him what the Lord told them, that no, we eat. He told us, we eat from this tree right here, we're going to die. So the serpent told him the truth. No, you're not going to die. This is, the tree of knowledge of good. Your eyes going to be open. And you're going to be like God, knowing both good and evil, because we are made in the likeness and image of our Father. We are meant to be like our Father. Here on this earth, we are the representative of our Father. And he said we can have everything. He didn't deny us nothing. Let's get that straight. Our Father did not, go back, read it for yourself. Read Genesis chapter 1. Our Father didn't deny us anything. So we had to get the record set straight. Who told you couldn't have everything? He said we had it, we gonna die. No, you won't. Our Father didn't speak to us about death. He didn't tell us nothing. He told us be fruitful and multiply. He told us to rule. Yeah, it's storming, man. It's storming right now. I brought that message yesterday. Soon I got through, it started raining. And look now. So let's keep going. And I'm wired up right now too, y'all. But so they eat and their eyes open. They get it, knowing both good and evil. They see what's happening. And when the Lord come to them, they are unrepentant. I don't. Oh, sorry, man. The woman you gave me brought me the fruit you said we wasn't supposed to eat. And woman like, well, the serpent came and told me, I'd be like God, and yeah. They believe that the Lord is God. They believe that this is what, and so I'm gonna curse you. I'm gonna curse the ground because of you. Tell a woman, I'm gonna curse your childbearing process, and he tell the serpent, you're gonna crawl and eat dust. And we addressed that. You're going to have to go and watch the video. Genesis chapter 1. I broke all that down. So, and he kicked him out the garden that he had him in. And it's another tree in that garden called the tree of life. He didn't want them to eat from the tree of life and live forever. Here we go. So they have two sons. One son killed the other. Cain killed Abel. But Abel introduced a way that they worship this being. He established how this lineage of people from that point on are going to go about worshiping the Lord through sacrifice. They're going to kill to work in worship of the Lord. Woo! Yeah. It was right outside the window. Thank you. So, if our Father is worship and being fruitful, multiplying, then indeed you will worship his adversary in death, in killing. Adam and Eve and his lineage believe that the Lord is their God. And when they saw that he was pleased with killing, Cain killed Abel. And he said, your brother's blood cries to me from the ground. What have you done? And he said that he was going to be driven away from the face of him. But instead of punishing Cain, Cain came up. Yeah, I know. I know. But shut up though, I'm busy. So Cain came up. Yeah, he went and got him a wife and built a city, and the city is people. And everybody on this line brought something to mankind. Yeah, the truth is here. The truth is here. And if we gotta fight the rain and the thunder to get it out, then so be it. But we gonna speak it. So after that, you get Seth. Adam and Eve have another son, and we only dealing with them. There's other people in the world. This is obvious, because I just told you Cain built a city. A city is people. He got a wife. So it's people in the world. But we only dealing with Adam's line of people. That's the only people that we dealing with. Because through this line of people, one, the beast came. Two, the world began. This is how the whole world came to worship the Lord, who is Satan, as their God. And I'm here to tell you the truth. He's not your father. He's not the creator. This book is his story and the people that followed him from when he got cast down here. So you get Seth, who Adam and Eve had after having Cain and Abel. And Seth's line traces all the way down to a man named Lamech. Here, I'll show you. I read you where Cain's line came down to Lamech. And he had two women, and he had Jabal and Jubal. That was on Cain's line, right? When God created man, he made him in the likeness of God. He created them male and female and blessed them. And when they were created, he called them man. Them. Again, that's that them. When God created man, he made him in the likeness of God. He created them, male and female, and blessed them. How many is them, y'all? It's more than one. from the beginning. It's an untold number of angels. It's an untold number of workers carrying out the commands. So from the beginning, it was an untold number of human beings, males and females. I addressed male and female. Go back and watch gender and the difference. Male and female describe function. It is not necessarily describing sex. The fact that a human being, mankind, consists of men and women who function as male and female. When Adam had lived 130 years, he had a son in his own likeness, in his image. He named him Seth. Adam is made mankind is made in the likeness and image of our Father, God, the Creator. Adam though he worships the Lord, is made in the likeness and image of God, except for the soil that he was made from was in a different condition in the beginning. Go back and read Genesis chapter 2. It said when the earth was without shrub and no plants, no trees was growing on the earth. That's when that's the type of dirt the Lord made Adam from. But our Father, in his command, when he commanded us to be made, we were made from fertile soil after the fruit and trees and vegetables grew and animals and everything else were made. So from Seth, you got Enosh, Kenan. These names are very similar. And you also have an Enoch on Seth's line. Same names. And if you keep reading, you'll see Lamech. He lived 777 years, Genesis chapter 5, verse 31. And Lamech was the father of Noah. So these people, their lineage, right? They're made from dry soil, either beach sand, desert sand, or dry soil. That's what they're made from. And if it's beach sand, very dry sand, that they are made from, where the Lord made Adam with, and he took a piece of Adam, their DNA, they're going to produce only what's similar to them. Especially the way that their lineage is set up. Eve was taken from a piece of Adam. Our Father made them, male and female. The Lord made him and did some surgery. So these people have a distinctive look, easily identifiable, and they get to Noah and his 3 sons. And one of his sons' name is Ham. You can look up the name Ham in Strong's Concordance. It may say something like heat or scorched or hot or burnt. Ham is the father of Canaan. Canaan is the father of the African nations. Egypt, Mizraim, as it's called in the book. Cush, Ethiopia. All of these nations and peoples come from Ham. Ham, well, I'll read it to you. This is Genesis chapter 9, verse 18. Genesis chapter 9, verse 18. The sons of Noah who came out of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham was the father of Canaan. These were the three sons of Noah, and from them came the people who scattered over the earth. Noah, Ham was the father of Canaan. This is Sing Without, and you sing about this if you are Christians and you watching this. If you go to church on Sundays, you sing a lot about Canaan's land. It's all about the taking of Canaan's land. Noah, a man of the soil, proceeded to plant a vineyard. When he drank some of his wine, he became drunk and lay uncovered inside his tent. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw his father's nakedness and told his two brothers outside. But Shem and Japheth took a garment and laid it across their shoulders. Then they walked in backward and covered their father's nakedness. Their faces were turned the other way so that they would not see their father's nakedness. I'm going to send you on a search, but to uncover a man's nakedness. And back then was to sleep with his wife. Wasn't Noah naked? His nakedness was his wife. Noah in there drunk, and Ham went in there and knocked his wife down while he was in there drunk sleep, and then went out and told his brother now, she a fool with it. she with whatever. And his brother now like, oh, nah, nigga, you tripping. But from that, she got pregnant. And the baby name was Canaan. And Noah knew it wasn't his. He knew when she got pregnant that it was Ham's son. When Noah awoke from his wine and found out what his youngest son had done to him, he said, "Cursed be Canaan, the lowest of slaves will he be to his brothers." He also said, "Blessed be the Lord, the God of Shem. May Canaan be the slave of Shem. May God extend the territory of Japheth. May Japheth live in the tents of Shem, and may Canaan be his slave." After the flood, Noah lived 350 years. Altogether, he lived 950 years and died. So this is whatever it was that Ham did, the result was that Noah cursed he cursed Ham's youngest son. Canaan was Ham's youngest son. This is why it is said that what happened is Ham went in there, ran up in Noah's wife, told his brother she was loose. They didn't participate. Told they pops what happened. She got pregnant from that and had Ham's youngest son, who was Canaan. That's why Noah cursed the boy. But it's also evidence of them being like the God that they worship. When things don't go their way, when things don't go, when they get messed up, they do not bless their enemies. They do not have patience with those that may have wronged them. They curse them. They wish them harm and ill. And so Noah, when he found out what happened, he cursed the little baby. He cursed the baby. That's what other reason would he wake up from being drunk and curse his grandbaby? Because of what his youngest son did. Epic conversation, y'all. Yeah. But so from that, right, this is the lineage of Adam, and they worship the Lord, and they done picked up this curse thing. And so from this curse, I'm just finna prove to you in the Bible. The sons of Ham. This is Genesis chapter 10. The sons of Ham. Cush, Mizraim. Cush is Africa. Mizraim, Egypt. Put in Canaan. 4. These are people. Cush, Mizraim, Put in Canaan. These are brothers. These are 4 brothers. Ham's son. These 4 brothers are the fathers of the African nations. The youngest brother, Canaan, is the one that Noah cursed, right? His youngest grandson, or it could have been. And so we're going to look at the sons of Canaan. This is how you study, y'all. This is how you study from the beginning. Canaan was the father of Sidon, his firstborn, and of the Hittites, Jebusites, Amorites, Girgashites, Hivites, Archites, Zenites, Arvadites, Zemarites, Hamathites. Later, the Canaanite clan scattered, and the borders of Canaan reached from Sidon toward Gerar as far as Gaza, and then toward Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, and Zeboim as far as Lasha. These are the sons of Ham by their clans and languages and their territories and nations. So the curse is, so you will later see the children of Israel, when they become a nation, go to war with the nations I just read you, and to either wipe them out or enslave them. In those areas that it describes is where they did it. Okay. After conquering, they had their religion set up, their sacrificial practices set up, and a lot of the other nations around them practices similar sacrificial types of worship to the gods that they worship. Because remember, it wasn't just Satan by itself. It was a third of the angels with him that got cast out. All of them presented themselves as gods, otherworldly spiritual beings that should be bowed to and praised. And a lot of people did. And they liked the destruction of God's creation. So they taught war. They taught hypnotism. And they taught a lot of ways to distract and enslave people. And the people that followed these beings would often sacrifice animals, people. And they would slaughter one another, other nations of people that didn't worship as they did. That would be grounds. It could be a reason why we invade your land. So I want to go to the next episode in Genesis, because I want to do this thing in order, y'all. So I'm gonna take my time. If it's kind of slow to you, forgive me, but I feel like I need to take my time and go in order. So I'm in Genesis chapter 10. I'm not gonna necessarily read every, but the next step, the next chapter is the Tower of Babel. So that's the next thing we're going to get to when we open up the book, to show you the proof, because it's proved in this story too. In the story of the Tower of Babel, it is proven again who the Lord is. Just like the curse. So because of this curse and the descendants of Ham and the descendants of Canaan, who we are, what they did was use that as justification when they invaded the lands of the African nations. They used this. You people were cursed. Y'all is the descendants of Ham and Canaan. Y'all is meant to be slaves. Way back in Genesis, according to the lineage of the people who were the first to worship Satan. And in worship of Satan, they slaughtered and enslaved the descendants of Ham and Canaan, who we are. So when we read, because God willing, we're going to get there after the Tower of Babel, and we get to Abraham and Sodom and Gomorrah and the children of the 12 tribes. We'll get to the wars and we'll get to the commands that they were given. But right now, I'm just trying to take you along. And right now, we at after the flood, the children of Noah, their descendants. We're going to read the Tower of Babel because it's chapter 11 and it's demonstrating something, putting it in your face who the Lord is, because the book is written to show you and teach you about the adversary of our Father so that we can recognize his work, so that we won't be deceived about how he operates. This is the purpose of this book. So we see Noah cursing his grandson. We see why. If you never heard that, you heard it here. Where do I get this information from? It came from One day I didn't know it, and I woke up and I knew it. Inspiration, enlightening. There it was. And when the thought came, when the inspiration came, I went and did research on that inspiration and was confirmed. I woke up with this one on my mind. And as I recorded, man, I'm telling y'all that lightning hit like it was right here. Pow! I done experienced some weird stuff ever since I started with this. It started coming to me like 10 years ago. Even now, longer than that now. 12, 13 years ago. I just now started using these platforms to put the message out. When I said I'm working from the fifth dimension, what I mean is manifestation and the level that we are on, because we are like our Father. We exist in a lot of places at the same time. And we can affect some of the places that we exist in are outside of time and space. Some of the things that we do that may have no value in this realm, or may seem to have no value in this realm, have value in these other dimensions that we exist in. And when we become aware of this, we can do work here that affect the next dimension. And also, we can be assured that the return for our work for the next dimension is assured. When I put in work for this dimension, I get paid in the form of payment of this dimension. But when I work for that dimension, when I get paid from there, it's assured and it's going to come in. I cannot describe to you the ways that fifth dimension work is returned in, and it's awesome. But the correction from there is very severe. And some people call it, the fifth dimension. It's just a fly way of saying the spiritual realm. And there's so many levels to the spiritual realm, just like it's so many dimensions. So yeah, it's just a fly way of saying it. Always about and for our Father. My Father is my God. I don't call on no Lord. I don't call on nobody. I call on my Father. My Father is my God. My God is my Father. I'm trying to get you to come back to your Father. I'm trying to reveal to you who the adversary of our Father is. He's the set apart one. You had a whole, right? If 1/3 was cast out, right, that means 1/3 was separated. You got 2/3, that's the whole. You got 1/3 that was separated, set apart, cast out. So this is the set apart book about the set apart one and those that followed him and what they did, how they came to be worshiped here in this world. They call him, ironically, the God of thunder. They call him the storm god. And when he's angry, it rains when you piss him off, and thunder and lightning. But anything in this world that moves, our Father said is under our control. That is ours. The rain is ours. The soil, the dirt, the trees, the grass, the air, the oceans, is ours. All right. We got the Lord trying to depopulate the earth and to get rid of everybody but his people. And it not working. Ham, being that his name mean heat, burnt, scorched, is evidence that he looked different. That it was a description of him. And his name fits the description because he is the father of the African nations. All of his sons, Cush, Mizraim, Put, Canaan, these are what became Africa, Egypt, Ethiopia. And they've been coming for us ever since, y'all. They've been trying to get rid of us, enslave or kill us ever since. This book was put together in the King James Version of the Bible was put together in 1611. 1619, they brought the first slave ships over. 8 years later. And began to teach this as history, as reality, as you were a slave from the beginning of time. I'm here to tell you, praise our Father. Our Father is the best. That this is the set apart book about the set apart one and the set apart people and what they did in worship of him. Yeah. And that's why they did and do what they do. Because the one that they worship is a devil. And told them, enslave them people and kill them people. The reason is because we are from our Father. Our Father made us. We are of this earth and we are natural. The descendants of Adam are the ones, Adam is the one that the Lord made. He's the one Satan made. And they know their people from what they look like. They were made from such similar DNA that they would never produce our likeness. And when he seen Ham, he already knew something was up. Ham was supposed to be his youngest son. He knew something wasn't right. But anyway, this is the origin. This is the justification of it. But they don't know that this book is about Satan and his work and those that follow him and what they do. You know the tree by its fruit. Who are the ones on this earth that do the enslaving and the killing and the taking of land? Who are the ones that participate and practice sacrifice in the worship of the God that they serve? I'm going to end this next Tower of Babel, and this is just going to make it even more plain. But yeah, epic conversation. We are the word of our Father. He don't need you to know an alphabet or a book to communicate with you. You don't even have to be able to read, see, or hear for our Father to communicate his word to you. You are his word. That's why you're called a being. The book is to teach you about your adversary, our Father's adversary and your adversary. Peace.